Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit that bell button once you've hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe, great. Hit that bell button, even better. That gives you a ×2 on your education. It really does. Now, it is my 28th birthday today. Yeah, I'm old. I'm not doing anything, I'm just doing a video for you guys. God, what is my life coming to? So, I want to talk about XRP and why I think it is a fantastic opportunity for investment. But it's not so much a shill, it's more of an education, because I think a lot of people have no idea what this is in terms of real use application. People in my own community have said, yeah, I don't like it. Fair enough, but at least give it a bit of due diligence, okay? A lot of people listen to the Bitcoin, like, OGs, essentially. I'm a massive Bitcoin fan, do not get me wrong. I love Bitcoin, I think it's freaking awesome. But it's like Apple and Android, this. It's like Apple and Microsoft. It's strange. It's all the same thing. Let's not fight about it. Let's just talk about it. Why this will benefit the whole network and the whole ecosystem of cryptocurrency. So let's just start now. Let's get into it and have some fun. Now then, XRP, let's have a go. A lot of people don't like it. I'll put that briefly right at the start of the video. A lot of people go like, what is it? I don't like it. What? Ripple is a crappy company. Oh, it holds it all. No. Let's just go through it. Now, this is going to be a very basic description of what XRP is. I'm going to do a prediction of where I think it could go longer term based off technicals. But I said it already. You cannot FOMO the TA. You cannot TA the FOMO, whatever way around you would put it in. People FOMO TA. They go, oh my god, it's going to the moon. TA is going there. And then it goes. The opposite way around is usually you cannot TA FOMO. You can't. If you're looking at a setup on a chart and a load of volume comes in from a load of interest from the news and articles and whatever else is happening around the world, you cannot TA that. You cannot predict that it's going to go. You just cannot do it. So don't be that guy who predicts a stupid amount of money at a certain date and look like an idiot, because it's kind of impossible. But I will say this, FOMO is a massive asset class in the whole world of cryptocurrency. I call it a class because it is. It's a class of absolute stupidity of money coming in, and a very small market creates a massive price bump. XRP has done this a lot of times. It happens a lot because it has such a massive community, and that is what I think is the negative side about XRP. The community are that passionate, it can draw the wrong message. Now, that's my only bugbear with it. And if I upset a few people by being honest, I don't care. But as an investment opportunity, you need to get in at the right time for it to be feasible. This is not financial advice, but what I'm saying is now, if you like the coin and you like the token and you've done your own research, do not delay. Have a plan. Ladder in some buy orders. Have a look at some technical analysis or some retracements and see if you can strategically put some orders in somewhere. Not now, not tomorrow, somewhere in the future. If it goes, and it does go, look at the breakouts. Look at where it's potentially going to hit resistance and go after that. And then you've got a layer of support. But please, if this goes to $2, $3, $4 and you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I bought at $3, $4, just don't be that person. Because that is where that negative side of the community will come in. Because people will be telling you to buy it, to buy it, to buy it. Ignore them. Do your own research. Do your own TA. And buy on your own decision. So there we go. Brief lesson done. But let's talk about it. XRP, what is it? I think it's brilliant. Honestly, when you remove that element of the community being a bit of a pest in terms of telling people to buy it and they shill it all over the place, it's awesome in the way it's going to work, I think, if it does work. So what is XRP? It is a digital asset for payments. I am a massive payment geek. I love it because this is why we're all here. We want to do this. We want to create a stable community of currency. Community? That's not the right word, is it? Ecosystem. There we go. So It's obviously backed by communities. So it's built for enterprise use. XRP offers banks and payment providers a reliable on-demand option to source liquidity for cross-border payments. That word liquidity is a massive, massive thing, by the way. There's not enough money in the world. We know that. That's a huge fundamental fact. But we know that there's a maximum supply of 100 million XRP tokens. Cool. It's like Bitcoin, there's 21 million. Litecoin, 84 million. Ethereum, whatever that's going to become when it changes to a staking model. But ultimately, it's going to be a full source of amounts. It's scarcity, it's supply and demand, it's got usage, it's going to be used, and I'm going to go through the use cases in a minute. So, use cases. But there's also other different variations of it. I'm going to go through them in a second. Don't get too carried away. Come on, don't start buying it now. Right, banks. Using XRP. Yes, that token that people say it doesn't have a use case, it does. Shut up, it really does. Banks can source liquidity on demand for real time without having pre-funded Nostro account. What is an account like that? What is a Nostro account? It's like a Best Western, really. Western Union, sorry. Thinking of a hotel. Cross-border payments in terms of you sending money across the world, okay? So, for example, if I wanted to send money to Australia, it would take 5 business days. It would also cost me a lot of money. And you also have to have the same currency in that account on the other side to do the transfer. Nightmare! So if, say, for example, my parents, right, are out in Australia and my dad decides to fall down a cave, random, I know, but it could happen, and they need money to kind of get them by for a bit. It would take 5 days. In reality, I'd just send cryptocurrency anyways because I know my dad's got it. But ultimately, he has to be able to access some accounts, laptops. It will still be a faff. But with this, with the actual account and how it will work, like that, as quick as me sending the send button and looking at my shoes, it'll be gone. That'll be it. You've also got payment providers. This is the one that really took my fancy more than the actual sending the money over, in my honest opinion. Because payment providers use XRP to expand into new markets, lower foreign currency exchange costs, and providing faster payments. So people can adopt it to use a token to facilitate their business, their usage, their payments, whatever. It's brilliant. That is the way it should be, and that is why this has a genuine use case. Obvious, isn't it, really? Benefits. Payments will settle in 4 seconds. Pretty quick. Very quick. It's going to go even faster if the rumours are true that it is going to go down to 2 to 3 seconds and even into 1 second depending on the use case and obviously how the network is at the time, but it shouldn't have any real effect. XRP, as I said, 4 seconds. The Ethereum network will become faster over time, 2 minutes at the max at the minute, but it will get faster. Again, everything seems to be getting faster and that's what you want, but it depends on how much transactions that can be done and how fast they can also be completed. Bitcoin, depending on what network they're using, it's about an hour, give or take, because they can only do so many transactions per second. But given the Lightning network, depending on use case there, good. But Bitcoin is a totally different shark compared to this. It really is. It's a store of value, not a payment solution. That's why XRP has a better use case. That's why the likes of Nano, for example, would be a good use case. Litecoin would be a better use case compared to Bitcoin. Same as XRP. But XRP uses a different element of customers. It's simple as that, realistically. The big enterprises, the banks, big, massive businesses, money transferring of huge sums. It will be probably done via XRP due to the liquidity, which is a big thing. So, scalability again. At the moment, it currently stands at that 1500, sorry, which isn't too bad. You know, you've got to look at the elements of where Visa is. Visa is miles ahead, but we will genuinely, I believe, in the next couple of years, bridge that gap pretty quickly. And we're talking years here, not decades. It will happen pretty quick. Now, you can get blockchains now that are faster than Visa, but they don't really do the payment side of it. They just do the transactions. When you bridge together payments and a huge amount of transactions per second at a very, very fast rate, Visa and MasterCard have a huge problem. Like, oh God. The huge problem is fees. It costs virtually nothing to send XRP over the network. Visa MasterCard, there's a charge every time. We're going to go into fees in a bit. And all this kind of stuff is like obviously the blockchain established in 2012, all that good stuff. It's got a real good team. It's been around for a while. And honestly, if you put an amount of money in this in January 2017, you would be pretty well off right now if you sold at a decent value at the top. Now, let's talk briefly about the company. As I've already mentioned, they've been founded in 2012. It is the main backer is Ripple company, Ripple Labs, and it's all based off their global network RippleNet, which is obviously the provider of XRP token. Now, in terms of what they've got offices around the world: San Francisco, New York, London, Mumbai, Singapore, Sydney. They also have 200 customers around the world, and some big customers. This is obviously the team, and obviously do your own research. This is only a brief guide of what XRP is, so do your own research into what's what. But in terms of the investors, there's some big people here. CMA, futures contracts, Santander, SBI Group, Google Ventures, Standard Chartered. They're all big companies. Seagate, they're all huge. Okay, so obviously do your further research into who's who and what their purpose role is. Now, let's talk about XRapid. XRapid is their source of liquidity. This is where the elements of payment providers are sourced. This is where it all happens. XRapid came out recently. I'll say recently, September last year, and it created a bit of a price pump. It went to the moon. That was my opinion of the start of people taking notice of XRP properly as a real use case when XRapid really came out. There was talk about it, it was all this, that and the other, but there was no proof of it. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Once this came out, it's like, oh, wow, okay. They have put their minerals onto the water, essentially, and they're like, well, here we go, let's go for it. So XRapid is for payment providers and other financial institutions who want to minimize liquidity costs while improving their customer services. Because payments into emerging markets often require pre-funded local currency accounts around the world, liquidity costs are high. XRapid dramatically lowers that. So what basically this means is, when you want to send a payment out to someone around the world, they have to have the currency in that account from the other side to pay for the fees, the transaction. Okay, you've got to do that like-for-like swap. That's a problem, because it's going to take 1, 5 days, 2, it's costly, and 3, it's a complete pain in the backside. This really solves it all. This guy, chuck it out through the window, off it goes. This is literally as quick as it is, and it'll cost virtually zilch. It'll take a couple of seconds to do said transaction. The only issue you've got is the person on the other side has to understand what on earth this thing is. So obviously, before you start going, I'll send you XRP, okay, cool, or I'll send you money via XRP, I should rephrase that, just understand that they know how to access it and do the elements of whatever they need to do. So it has a full bloody usage, and the biggest problem we have got in the world is liquidity. We do not have enough money going around. It costs a lot of money to get this money, and a lot of people get into debt from trying to get said money. It's a pain. So that is one use case that you need to be fully aware of, what on earth XRapid is. Again, this is a very, very brief description, but it is powered by the XRP token, the token that you can buy on the exchanges and trade and use. Now, going through to process payments. This is the next bit. This is X-Current. This is where the banks get involved. Enhancing of banking. Woohoo! Guys, we're supposed to be against banks. We're not. We're definitely with them on this. Yes, this is going to change the banking system, in my personal opinion. It's going to make things a lot faster, a lot cheaper, and a lot better for the customer. That is what we want, and the XRP token using X-Current will establish that. Cool beans. Now, X-Current is Ripple's enterprise software that enables banks to instantly settle cross-border payments with end-to-end tracking. Basically, banks to banks, sending big money. You've probably seen it all around the world where you look at transfers of money and how much it costs to do it. You can look at cryptocurrency when they send them billions of pounds or dollars, whatever, and it costs hardly anything to do it. It is absolutely crazy, and it happens in a matter of a minute, if that. It is absolutely crazy. So there's some big customers already going in here, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but honestly, it is really crazy when you look at it. Now, I'll just open this one just to give you an idea. This is how big and large this thing is. Now, it tells you everything that you need to know, how it all works. So again, do further research. It is all online, but in terms of how it is, this is kind of the element of it. It will take 3 days at least. This is a matter of bang. It is crazy. And again, you're using the nice old little usage of the use of blockchain, ledgers, good bits and pieces, what we all love and whatever. So this is kind of give you an idea of the cost. I'm going through it just a little bit. That would what it would cost in a traditional system. 60% lower. Crazy fees. It makes a big difference. Now, in terms of this will get better over time with usage. It's still very, very new, obviously, but again, this is like anything. You've got to get in the game before it all takes off. The people who lose out in these markets are the ones that buy the top of the wave and then they fall down the wave. You've got to get in before the wave starts. You've got to do your research and understand what is happening, and it makes sense. Now, XVIA is sending payment. This is for corporates, payment providers and banks who want to send payments across various networks using the standard interface. This is the very simple element of it. This is the basically senders, RippleNet, and people benefiting from it. It's simple. Payment tracking. It's all used again via the same system, the same blockchain, the same ledgers, etc. Very, very fast, very, very cheap. Ultimately more secure than sending traditional money across the network. So that is the absolute basic of the systems, the processes and all that good stuff. That is kind of the gist of this video, to show you what on earth it is. Why should you bother about it? Why should you look into this coin? And you should. It's got a genuine use case. A genuine use case. XRapid uses the XRP token. Everything else at the minute does not. Ultimately, them use cases will increase over time. When you start seeing banks using the XRP token to send money on the X-current system properly, wow, you're going to see a big difference in circulation volume going through the token. That'll be crazy. Just saying. Now, this is a really good website. I'll leave a link in my description. This is the whole... If you want to do a lot of research into it, this is the element of the website. You need to go to the developer portal essentially. Now, in terms of cost, transaction cost is 0.000001 XRP. Now, why is this such a big thing? It has to have a cost to enable the network, obviously, but it's virtually nothing. It is virtually nothing. Now, you've got to remember this. This is to stop spam and DOS attacks, which we all are aware of, and this will make it a lot better in terms of having that cost. It's basically designed to increase along with the network, making it very expensive to deliberately in advance the overload of the network. So it's a mechanism of control. The more spam and more DOS attacks that they get, or congestion of the network, they burn tokens. It's like Bitcoin. They don't burn tokens, but they have a halving. So the miners that do the validation, the verifying of the blocks in their system is different. They will get halved every time. Same with Litecoin. Big companies that I know that I've invested in burn tokens as fees. That's a really good mechanism as well. The more usage you get, the more fees are getting burnt off. It is the exact same thing for XRP. So the amount of tokens that are out there are going to eventually get lower and lower. Now, why is this? Maximum supply of tokens is 100 billion. We're now at this level. So it is obviously over time it's going to come down. It's not going to happen overnight, obviously. So it comes down. So you can see there it just keeps moving down very, very gradually. Over the usage and course of time, it will create as a deflation mechanism essentially. So be wary of what you look into in terms of research. Supply is good, okay, especially for liquidity. If it's got volume, if it's got usage, the price is going to go up. We know that, but ultimately it's going to make it even better when that supply is gradually coming down with usage. As you can see here, it's coming down. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video, let's have a look at where it could go. I personally think we're on a double bottom now. We've hit that again. That could class as a triple bottom, essentially. This could well motor back up. There's also a lot of hype and rumour with consensus at the moment. There's potential product launch is for XRP. And you've also got the likes of the halving in Litecoin, the halving in Bitcoin. It's going to create a bit of an all-round market psychology pump. When the markets are good, psychology is looking good for the buyers, things go up. And XRP is the FOMO coin. It really is. Look at this. This is one wave, two. Look at the amount of wicks you get. This is on the daily time frame, by the way. If I move it to the weekly time frame, let me just make it so the chart looks a bit neater. Can I make it neater? There we go. So this just gives you an indication of how FOMO-y. These are the weekly wicks. It's crazy how it can pop. Now, I mentioned FOMO. This is within 2 weeks. 800%. That is one big candle there. It is pure FOMO. Pure. 270%. You got this wick here, and then obviously following to that wick and into that wick. 3 weeks, off you go, son. 16x your investment. Crazy amount of money that can be thrown at this coin. So, if you're looking at some sort of prediction of where this could go, if we're going to put any sort of, let's have a little look at this one first, see where it actually landed. So yeah, it landed just below the 382. If I was a betting man, I reckon we're going to go back up to this region, up to the top, and test this area again, which will be very, very nice for a lot of investors, especially if you're holding in Bitcoin. But that's my personal opinion. This is pretty much a double bottom. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably a double bottom on the weekly, usually pretty strong. Obviously, we're a little bit below it, but ultimately, it's obviously it's held. Now, if you're going to be a betting man, I would target a 1-for-1 ratio, or at least the golden pocket in that region there. If you're going to be really ballsy, you'd be like, oh, let's just go up to here. Probably unlikely. But if you're looking at a wave structure, this very nearly wave failed. You could argue it probably did. Or maybe not actually. The bodies of the candle are just below it. So that's a good sign. However, this is cryptocurrency. This is a FOMO coin. But I would be very shocked to see if it does not at least retest this if the market conditions are good. And there's due to be an altcoin season arriving, okay? I'm going to back this up by saying this now. This is coming down. The domination of Bitcoin is starting to come down, okay? Obviously, it's popped. I'll go into the daily time frame. You'll see it a bit better. It's starting to come down now, okay? That is a good sign for us. Now, if you go onto your trading view, if you go BTC and then you put a dot in there, you're going to see this here. But if you put in, I think it's index crypto cap, if you click on here and go total.2, oh dear, basically it is the total cryptocurrency cap excluding Bitcoin, okay? So this period here, right, so a bit more for you, this period here when we went that way, okay, simple as that, my nice little trend line, would indicate that Bitcoin dominance will be going up. It's starting to rise up again now, so you can see there the total cap is starting to go up again. Means that the altcoin season is potentially going to happen. Okay, Bitcoin dominance goes up, goes down. Sorry, this goes up. Altcoins will rally. Opposite way around, Bitcoin dominance goes up and that goes down like this did. It's going to show that Bitcoin will slaughter the altcoins. So, yeah, it's looking like a really good time at the moment to invest in altcoins. So, there we go. I do apologise. This was a really long video, but I hope you got a lot out of it. XRP, for my opinion, is a good investment opportunity. I think you can't really go wrong with it. You can't really knock it in terms of fundamental elements of use case. You can't. Obviously, I've got my reservations about how the community act, but that is just my personal opinion. They are very, very passionate and wanting to do well. I can't really argue with that in fairness. But just be mindful. Do your own research. Do your own TA to see when to buy into it. And do not risk what you cannot afford. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but please do your own stuff and you'll be totally fine.